Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. In this session today, I'm looking at experimenting and doing some, you could say, I've got to say for entertainment purposes, stuff, and doing some experimenting with channeling. And I have my crystal ball here to help with the channeling. And I've also got my tarot cards. Look at that, the Hydroplink card, which is my card in numerology, the teacher, the spiritual master, stuff like that. Now, the last time I did some channeling, I brought through Geronimo. If I'm saying that right, because people know I'm dyslexic. But that was all about, when people jump out of aircraft and stuff like that, especially in America, they say Geronimo, and it's like jumping high and kind of walking into the unknown and really going for it. And Geronimo was an Indian master as well. He's also a medicine man, and he was a spiritual leader in a sense. He was a great warrior. And when that was channeled through to me the last time, his energy, I wasn't quite sure why, but I did a little bit of research. And when you think about what's going on around the world, and all the things that we're facing just now, it's like we're having to kind of take a leap of faith. And I see the kind of fool cards, like leaving the baggage behind and really move forward. And it's quite hard for spiritual people to let go sometimes. Our empathy and our senses are heightened because we're all ascending to a higher level of consciousness. The whole world is going through this. And yes, it can be, we can pick up on other people so much more now. And I'm noticing it in my sessions and my readings, and a lot of other of my spiritual colleagues are noticing it. And then we see what's happening around the world with the Trump stuff, with the war in Ukraine, and it's like, it's like, and I have to laugh at it. It's like a game, it's like a movie getting played in front of us. And we have to be aware that we don't get caught up in it all. And it's like, much as the truth seekers, the conspiracy kind of theorists can be right or wrong, it's not getting caught up in it. And we've got to remember to love and not be judgmental at times and forgive people that have hurt us. And I've had a big post about that all day today. That's been my theme, is we're forgiving and letting go. Everybody has their own universe. Everybody's in their own universe inside their heads and also inside their heart. And we've got to remember, we're all connected as well. So we feel pain, whether it's that through rejection or whatever, somebody else will feel and pick that up as well. And it's all about learning. And I have to laugh what was channeled through about when Trump had to go to Canada and stuff like that. And it's really got them going. And I was speaking to a Canadian the other day and saying they're all getting more patriotic. We're having more Canadian stuff in the shops. How good is that? Now, it might come from the Trump situation of winding up the trades kind of wars. And look at us now, looking at our own industry and what we're producing. And in some sense, we've got to give thanks to that kind of winding people up and not overreact. Now, we'll look at the wars that are going on in Israel and stuff like that. And people have asked me to look at that more deeply. And I don't take any sides in all of it. It's a waste, but I see people getting hurt on all sides. And I don't want to see people getting hurt. And yes, it might be their path they have to go through, but I still don't like seeing pain and people suffering. And I don't think God, or whatever you believe in, Allah, really wants that too. And I think we have to take a step back. And when I pull a card, let's see now, we've got the teacher card again. We have to learn from this experience and learn that we can't carry on the way we're going. Look at all the homes that have been destructed. And then again, the other night I had a dream about seeing two moons. I said to myself, why would I see two moons? And there's the moon card coming up to remind me of that dream. And I researched it, and it's like, there's a theory that there's another planet Nibiru or planet X, some people say, that's coming close to us. And the Anunnaki, which has been channeled to me, they came from that, and they were actually slaves of another race, and they tried to dig gold up from here, which helped them on their planet. And if you go back in time, and me being a Reiki master, we kind of go back to Atlantean times, and it's amazing what you learn. And you've got to kind of feel it in your heart when you look at or doing the research. And there's loads of stuff on Facebook that is false. And there's loads of stuff in the media that's false, but there's some of it that is true and we miss. And when somebody's having a go at someone, ask yourself, why is the media having a go at this person? You see it with Russell Brand just now, and all of a sudden he's in the news because over the last few years, he's really attacked the normal institutes. He's really had a go at people. Now, whether he upset people, and he's openly admitted he was no angel when he was younger, but 28 years ago he's bringing it up, all because of the Jimmy Savile stuff that's all coming up. And you've got to take a step back and wonder, why is it coming up just now? And then that's when the kind of little deceit comes in, and the little kind of the green-eyed monster comes in and saying, oh, you know what, is it as bad as they're saying? Has he been forgiven by other people, or is just him getting set up? And you've got to make your own mind up on that. And it's in the news now. So when I scry into this, and when I look, all this crystal ball does, right? All this does is reflect back your thoughts. So it's not like you look in, I see little bubbles. But if I stare in, what do I see? What comes into my mind? The clairvoyance, the images, the thoughts. So you've got a crystal ball at home, or a glass ball, or a sphere. Stare at it and let your mind's like staring at a candle. And sometimes you see things, not physically, but in your third eye, in your mind. And what I'm seeing today, I'm seeing a lot of cars for some reason, a lot of cars getting thrown into the sea and getting dumped. And it's like almost like creating a reef. Why I'm seeing that, I don't know, but that's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing a lot of cars, whether it's linked to Tesla or Elon Musk, could well be, because there's a lot of these electric cars are now finding that they're just as much environmental dangerous as the normal cars. And when I look at the North Sea, because I came from that North Sea environment, I do see there will be more investment in the North Sea. And I do see that whether we like it or not, we have to gradually reduce the resources so we can create a sustained kind of fuel source for everybody until we get the right free electricity in place and the grids in place, and it's coming. And I've seen it, and I've seen a lot of these tops of buildings, ancient buildings. You could say like they've almost got aerials. It's like when you're driving the dodgems, and they've got that link to the source. And there's lots of stuff about the pyramids. Do I believe it's true? Yes, I do believe that it's free energy. How would a world with free energy, what would it be like? And I did a post the other night about if I had $1 million. I had that song in my head all night. I would buy a house for you. That's a song. And all that stuff. And it's like being that energy of being abundant. And a lot of people say, oh, it's easier said than done. I know. Many times I have been skint down my last penny. Something always happens. I get a gift, I get a reading, I get a win. Something always happens because I believe something's going to happen. And it's like I've been let down by investors, I've been let down by people who have thought and are interested in what we do, because I do it from the heart. I'm not driven by money. Yes, I need money. I would like more money. And I like to say I like to love money. And it's good if you donate to some things, and some of the things that I do would really help me do more media stuff. But it doesn't drive me. What drives me is seeing you succeed, seeing you finding that happy medium in life. But we've got to learn to accept help now and again. I've been very lucky. When I stare into this, I get given things. And sometimes I see aliens or weird creatures. And lately I've been seeing a lot. Now, my wife sometimes goes into a trance and she channels through, sometimes it's gobbledygook, but it's alien, you call it light language, but we receive it. And I've seen it when I walk outside. And the other day I was at a funeral of a close friend who died. And I was actually doing the funeral. I was about to put in the ashes. And I seen this feather. And I was asking all morning for a sign from him. Give me a sign, please, that you're okay. Here's the feather in the sand. So I believe there's other dimensions. Or I wouldn't be bringing through in mediumship sense. And I know there's somebody out there that's got a very intelligent father figure in spirit who's very proud of them out there. And somebody who's very, geekish as well, who's got a son out there, and it's been channeled to me that's going to make a lot of good decisions, and he's going to be like a saviour in some ways in technology. And it's not Elon Musk. So there's other people like him out there that keep quiet, and it's for the greater good. Now, people fear AI. They fear it's going to take over the world. That's the media fear, and they're attacking it. It's like AI's helped me a lot. I'm dyslexic. I put in my ideas. I even help me write books. I put in my ideas, it's my content, and it just rearranges it in a more grammar, a more thoughtful way. And if we fear it, then it is going to become fearful. And it's all about love, because you created everything. Just think about it. There's one source, there's a God, there's whether you believe in Jesus, the Son of God, it doesn't matter. Allah, Buddha, it's whatever. There's a creator, there's an intelligent source that created all this. So that's why I believe there is a God, because something has to be really intelligent to put all this stuff in here to make us learn for a start. And what created that? When you look out that star and you see what created that. So what's been channeled to me is saying there's a higher source, higher power, and we're learning and growing. And because I do mediumship and I stare into this and I'm picking up people's energies around you, because somebody out there who's watching this is going to be going through a loss and they're grieving, and to hold on to that grief, some people hold on to it for years and they don't get motivated. But when you get a message from them and you actually see somebody here, and it's somebody who's got a mother figure with long hair who's coming through, and it's almost like a goddess. Son, will you stop mourning and start getting on with your life? So somebody's lost a mother not long ago, and they're coming out there and saying, stop mourning, it's time. And I've got a T name around that, whether it's Timothy, Tommy, or whatever. That could be related to the person or the person up there. So when I do mediumship, I'm not only channeling people's loved ones, I'm channeling a higher source. And the other night I was looking at colours, and colours around people's auras. People say, how can you see an aura? I don't know how to see it. I just see it and feel it. It's weird. Ever visualise a rainbow and just fly through the colour of that rainbow, the yellow? What does it feel like? That's how I get it sometimes, the feel of a colour. And then I see the colour. Now, I've been seeing a lot of yellow and bright yellow at night. It's almost like I'm wearing sunglasses, but I'm not. And that yellow is all about wisdom. And yellow is all about up here. It's like we're going to higher crown chakra, we're going higher up. And it's the same with the yellow that's on my walls around here. It's really drawing me in. And you see the yellow shirts that they're wearing as well. Colour yellow is all about wisdom, embracing it, letting it download to you. Because if I can do this, you can do it as well. So when we're in the fear though, it's all blocked. And if we're sitting there and, when I stare into this, I'm seeing a lot of cats. Now, my daughter's got 6 cats. Yes, 6 cats. And the cats in the pyramids is a sign of intuition. Cats are very feminine and very intuitive. There's even an alien race that are very feminine. They look like tigers or look like lions. And if people who are into the kind of alien type stuff and do a bit of research, there is a feline race, masculine and feminine, there. And just imagine that intuition. Imagine you having that. Just like imagine you had that $1 million and you've already won the game, you've already got that, and then good you can do with that. And that's what the message has been channeled. Imagine we're already rich. Imagine we didn't have to pay all these big bills. Imagine we didn't have to pay the big increases, and we said, no, sorry, we're not paying it. And we've all said no. And maybe we should be rebels. There's a part of me that's itching here, is have to say, come on, let's all unite, and let's say no. Remember what we did with the poll tax when I first came to Scotland? We didn't pay it. In fact, I think I still get bills for that years ago. And I was around very political then, and I was so angry last week at the loss of my friend because I had to wait nearly 4.5 hours before you get into the hospital. And that was a 999 case. And he could have survived if you get in early. I was so consumed by that anger, and we're getting consumed by the anger. Whether it's the immigrants, and we blame it all on them, or it's Donald Trump, it's the Labour Prime Minister, it's the SNP, it's Nicola Sturgeon. That's not going to take away the pain that we're feeling. Let's get encouraged by them. Let's say, well, I always say, if you don't like the situation, go and change it. So that's why I get involved in politics. I went to the meetings, I got involved. And when I went to a lot of the meetings, I seen the idiots that were there. I seen a lot of common sense, and I was very, very soon elected as branch secretary of the whole of the Transport General Offshore Catering branch. And then we stood up for things, we made massive changes because we united, we had a common goal. And we've all got to find that common goal. And, when you look at the world, there's no borders. And yes, I don't want one world order where all could rule, people could rule themselves. And we're all different. And let's celebrate that difference. Let's not kill each other over it and fight over stupid things. And it's like we're being watched. And every time we put out a negative thought, it comes back to us. That time's going. We're getting forgiven. And we are getting looked at. Because I know there's alien races out there. And I know we're probably a starseed alien myself. Because some of the things that I see and believe, it's just unbelievable. And it's like, especially in the past life sense. And if I have a problem in this life, in this present moment, you can ask your future self. Imagine asking your future self for advice and help. Because time is non-existent, so to say. And time is relative, And we can laugh at that. But let's pull a card on that. Look, let your friends help you, Ask your other spiritual sides, because one's all about fire. Ask your other spiritual sides, and 3 is the divine number. Tesla was always on about the 3, 6, and 9, very powerful numbers. And it's the most common numbers that I see. And speaking about numbers, the numbers I've been seeing a lot lately is 22, 22. Which comes to 8, strength. I see 11, 11 all the time. And I love doing numerology, more so than astrology. And I think numerology is older. So when we look at numbers, allow numbers to come into your head, or a series of numbers, and write them down. They might not mean anything just now, but they'll mean something later on. And even you see a word, convert it into numbers. And it's amazing what comes up. But when we scry, when we look, and not with real eyes, but inner eyes, and we stare at what we see. And I'm seeing some sort of either alien contact or something, whether it's happened or not, or whether it's already happening, or being announced pretty soon. And I think it's related to Elon Musk type stuff. And I'm also predicting that by the end of this year, there's going to be some more proof that aliens are here already. And, people will laugh at me. Oh, he's talking a lot of shit. I don't care. I channel it, and a lot of things I've said from years ago, from my union days, have come true. So I believe what's been channeled. And some things are channeled that are maybe to test us, to kind of see if we're listening. And very often I've switched off and not listened. And if bad things started happening because I wasn't listening, I wasn't following my path. I took the job that I was forced into taking. Or, I was worrying about paying the bills, so I took this higher paid job and ended up being SHIT. And then go back to do what I do and end up with loads of customers. So fear is a big part in it, and the media is classic at it. And I've experienced dealing with the media directly when I was involved in unions over 20 years ago, for longer than that. And the stories they give about me when I was on strike offshore were unbelievable. It was just crazy. So I understand that some of these people who are trying to do good around the world will get attacked. And I always say that people that attack me most are actually the people that are telling the truth. And you look at, let's look at David Icke. Who thought, I'm approaching 60, that he was off his head? Now I read his books. And now I listen to what he said. And, it opens your eyes and it feels right. And if you really look at what he's saying and behind the scenes of what he's saying, he suffered greatly for what he's been saying as well. But love is true. And he's been proved right. So when I come up with stuff and it's channeled to me, whether it's on stage, whether it's platform, whether it's in reading, it's up to you whether you want to take it or not. So the content coming up in the next few weeks is going to be more of this. I'm gently getting into it and gently getting into the kind of channeling. But I say to you, what sort of world do you want to live in? That's my question. And put comments below and subscribe to the channel, because the more people subscribe, the more I can do. And it really is up to you what you want out of this joint communication, because I'm being asked by my guys to go back into this, because I was a public figure and I have no problem standing up. And I remember one time I was at Dundee TUC, very important speech to make. Arthur Scargill was up first, and some of my key points of the speech were taken in his speech. And Jim Early, the AEU guy, he came up and I didn't know what to say. So I just went up there and kind of had a bit of a prayer when I went up, and I was nervous as hell. I was like 24 or something. Before I knew it, I was out of my body, and I was looking down at myself. And when I looked down at myself, I loved what I was saying. I was channeling. It was an amazing experience. And then all of a sudden, I'm back in my body, and the yellow light telling me I've got like 2 minutes left, and I finished the speech the way I was going to do it. And I was first on TV, and if anyone wants to check the BBC or STV, they'll see me. And it created change. These words, but they were channel words. They weren't mine, but I believed them. What do you believe? And look at your learnt behaviours. Where did they come from? I had a client in today, and we looked at learnt behaviours, where it came from, her mother and her father, and how wrong their behaviours were. But then it came from their mother and father, but she was aware of it and changed the way she looked at that situation. So that's what we'll have to do now is let's change, let's look at our situation a bit more closely and look what's bothering us. Look at that justice. Justice is coming for everyone. You know, the lies that we've been told, the untruths that we've been told, it's coming. They can't hide it from us anymore. So this is a test in the water. Let's see if it's going to get banned. Let's see what's happened here. But I'm not going to attract it because I want to create I want to create situations here or learnings here that you're in control of what you want to see. So comments down below what sort of stuff you want to see me doing and what stuff you want to sort of talk about. Is it more channeling, where I can bring in some trance mediumship? I'll bring in more interviews as well. This is why I'm on YouTube, because I want to grow this channel. So it's up to you. So thanks for listening, guys. First of many. They're going to get longer, more detailed when I start learning to use more of the software as well. So thanks for listening. Have a fantastic week ahead, and let's enjoy the glorious sun that's outside. Thank you.